Hello, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. Greetings to you all from Reason Together TV. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, according to your time and wherever you are, any part of the world. Welcome back again to this channel. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, please enable to hit the red subscribe button down below and also the bell icon for notifications. And whenever I upload a new video, you will always be the first person to be notified. This case that you're about to watch is a case of family dispute. It's a case of a Italian man who came to Nigeria to reside in Nigeria and having misunderstanding with his wife. Please stay tuned as the defendant of the complaint investigation for this resolution. Until I come your way next time, remain blessed and bye.
Normal language. I know this one is put it in the recording so that he hears me very well.
Yeah.
They asked her, she agreed. So I asked on my
You said she
life.
grabbed your private part.
Yes,
Okay.
my evidence, everything is with me. So when the woman rights police, they see everything. They ask her, what do you want? She said she still wants to marry. They ask her to go back to your house. She insists that I must sign undertaking if I will ever touch her again. I now ask her, because she do go out in my house and come back late night. I don't know where she went. And if I ask her, she will not tell me. It will be a problem. You know they are recording it. You understand?
Yeah.
So after from that police station, that human rights issue, my lawyer took over the matter that she wants to settle. When they asked her, what do you want? Do you want to settle with your husband? She said yes. My lawyer took it on his own. We went to my lawyer. The day my lawyer took it, we went outside. The next day, she leave me, leave everybody, leave our lawyer, travel out, travel to east, and spend 2 weeks. I come back. And my lawyer called me and said my lawyer will not come. When they begged me, I went there. She came there with false allegations, and which she never said in allegations, says that she never mentioned in Igbo Human Rights Office. From there, I told them that they want her to go home with me. I said no, she lied against me, which she know. From there, our issue went to village. She left me and my children since October 30th. So this thing I'm saying to me is today up to date. We went to village. She go to their house. The day that their parents, my people and their people deliberate on this very issue. They settle, they want her, what do you want? You want to tell the people, your people what happened. She said that she doesn't want to talk. She said that let them settle us so that we'll start living again. I said them no. We have already come to the village. She leave my house, she moved out of my house from Lagos, leave children for me. They should ask her where did she go and what happened between us. And she told them that she's not going to talk, say anything. What they want is to settle. Now they tell her what to do because we have tradition in my place. A woman cannot just leave in his husband's house without the husband know where she went and come back and be there. They tell her what to do. She leave me and the children in the village and come back to Lagos where she's staying, I don't know. When I came back in January 22, the next by February, I received a call, just like I received your own call. They said they are TIDA, International Women Lawyers Organization or something like human rights or like that. I went there. I went to Igbo Human Rights, which took me first. They said I don't supposed to go there because the matter is in the Igbo police station, the human rights office there. Now I went to FIDA. I insist I went to FIDA, and after everything, I went there with my own evidence and with my own recording because I have a video for her and everything. They ask her questions and she denies them. They ask her, who do you have outside that is confusing you? Because that woman there you are seeing is confused. I don't know what makes her confused. My eyes is open for her to come back. But it's just leaving Nigeria because of the man on that side.
You mean you people are not together now?
After we people are not, she left my house in October that year. I didn't know this till today. And I have once visited the place that she's staying. That she said she's staying in her sister's place.
Oh,
I
sir.
have once on early morning on Sunday with my friend and my friend, the wife is her cosmate, that Shoma cosmate. And we'll get to that house. The first son of her junior sister that her husband left since 7 years, left children with since 7 years ago because of the same character. And now the son of that woman, okay, told me that my mommy and the Shoma left home since yesterday. They have not come back. I'm the person that gave the son because I went there with my two underage sons that my wife left me. I went there with them. I gave them money to go and buy indomie and cook for that money I eat. Do you hear me? So
Yeah,
after said feeder, I decided not even after feeder because feeder have settled this case. Our case is in the feeder's hands. Our case is in my lawyer hand. Our case is in the Ejibo Woman Rights Office. Our case is in the village and all these places. The hotel has go back to your house and beg your husband and go back because we are the one that initiated the whole case, that started the whole issue. She doesn't want to come back. Now, another people are calling me now, say they are woman rights defender. Not only you people. Another people is calling me with unknown number. My brother, I told you that I cannot come anywhere. I'm afraid of my life. That woman, no Lagos. She's been in Lagos since she's born. I have not known Lagos like her. So she can do undo. She wants to set me up and assassinate me. So if you are recording this, if you people can come to Ejibo police station where I know that there's security for me, I will come and answer you. I'm not afraid of anybody, but I can't go to anywhere I don't know. Please, I'm afraid of my life. I have my children that she left for me.
Okay, you mean the children, they are living with you?
Eh?
The children, are they living with you?
The children is with me right now. And
How many children?
The owner of the school. You want to speak with her?
How many children?
Madam, please. 4 children.
Okay, how old is the first one?
The first one is 16 years.
16.
16 years.
5 and 1 5.
1 6.
The second one is what?
The second one, Zara, is to be 13 years.
Okay, the third one?
The third one, Cicely, is about 7 years old. And Sophie is 4 years old.
Okay, 4 years and the last one?
The last one I tell you is 4 years old.
We have 16, 13, 7, 4.
They have 16, 13 or 12 something, 7 something to 8, 4.
Okay.
4 something.
But at least you are the one, the children, they are in your custody.
Eh?
The children, they your custody, now you they take care of them now.
And my brother, she left us in October 30th.
Okay. Oga, what was the conclusion in police station, the human rights division?
Oga, let me give you their number and give you Shida's number so you call them. The conclusion is she should come back to my house.
Okay. Did you sign any of that taking not to beat her again?
They asked her to just come and tell your husband sorry and go back to your house because they don't know where to stay. She refused.
Were you beating her?
What is telling them that I will sign on that taking that I will not touch her.
Did you sign?
And I asked her, am I a mad person? I'm not living in this country.
You are not living in this country?
Yes.
Okay. How come you are having problem when you don't live in the country?
Eh?
How una country they get problem when you know they live for Nigeria?
You ask her now. I will say they get good. Ask her, woman where the husband house, where they go out, I come back 10 o'clock in the night. And if you ask her, where did she go, she will not tell you.
Okay.
Woman where the husband house, when they go outside, And when she tell you that she's going here, and when you call that place, and that woman did not even touch that place that day, where did she go? And when she come back, you ask her, she will tell you that you are nonsense, that you are the last person that she ever think of meeting in her life.
Okay, I have one interesting. I'm interested in this case, sir. And why I'm interested is because of the children. Hold on a minute. My credit is enough to talk to you, madam. Before you talk at all, we want to talk about the children. How old are your kids? How old are your kids, and how many kids?
I have 4 children.
I bet use the mic. Use your mic.
I have 4 children.
Bring that mic close to your mouth.
I have 4 children.
How old is the first one?
15.
15?
11.
Oh, madam, wait. I want to confirm it, and you are hasting me. Did you say 15 or 16?
15.
15.
Yes.
Yeah. Go on.
11.
11.
8.
Yeah.
And 4.
Good. So, why did you leave those children without taking them, or 1 or 2 or 3 with you?
Thank you, sir. On the 30th.
Use your mind. Don't stress me.
On the 30th of October, I told him I was going to Agege to go and see a friend who was bereaved for 3 of our
2000 and what? 2020 or 19?
220.
All right. To see a friend.
Yes. If I want her name.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, at Agege. On that very morning.
Was he in Nigeria then?
Yes.
Okay.
At Agege. So that morning, I woke up. I asked the kids what I would prepare for them to eat. He normally eats swallow. The children, they were saying that they don't know. I said, you people should talk. I want to go out. I want to go and visit my friend who was bereaved. He said, who is the person? I told him. So after making food for the kids, I went to him in the room. I said, should I not make your own swallow to eat? Because at times you eat around 10 or 11. He said I should make swallow for him. Then it was around after 11. I made the food. After eating, I went to have my bath. When I came home, I dressed up. I told him I want to go. He said, okay. Where is that place that he said you are going to? I said, I gave it. He said, who is the person? I mentioned the lady's name. He said, okay, when are you coming back? I said, I don't know yet. Let me get there first. That was around after 1 to 2. So I left for the place. To that AP I gave where the woman is selling. Around to 5 or 5 to be precise. I was going home, walking towards the bus. So that was a week after.
Madam, you are with face.
Sorry.
Don't remove it. You are with. I'm not saying you should remove, but you are with your face mask, and you are still not putting the mic closer.
A week after this in NSAS. So as I was walking on the road, I didn't know my phone was ringing. When I heard it ringing, I brought it out. For me to pick it, the phone the call ended. I quickly looked at it and I saw 3 missed calls. I called him immediately and I said, please, I'm sorry, I didn't know my phone was ringing.
That's your husband?
Yes. I didn't know my phone was ringing. I was walking on the road towards the bus stop. He started shouting that I wanted to come out to that he. That I wanted to come out of comfort zone before I answer his call. That he knows everything I'm doing.
Hold on a minute. Hold on, Oga. You know when you were talking since we gave you the audience. Why you not come listen and let me call you? Be patient, sir. You may have a good story, or you may have good story, but maybe your.
The line that is lying.
Sorry.
I can't be here listening to the line that is lying.
While you were talking, even though you lied, did she respond? How do you now know you are the saint? You hold on. When we listen to both sides, we will know the truth and the lie with evidence.
Okay.
Now me call you now. Take an easy, yeah. All right. Continue, madam.
So when I got to the house, okay, as we were talking over the phone, he said that he knew what I was doing. That there's no place that I go that he does not know, and that I have come out of my comfort zone before I started answering his call. I now asked him, since he knew all this, I told him where I was going to. He said I should go. Since he knew that maybe I was at a place that is not okay for me to answer call, then why don't you save yourself that strength of shouting over the phone? I'm coming back home. He said that all the things I'm doing that he knows this one. I said, please, I will end this call. I'm walking on the road. I got home.
You now end the call?
Yes, I ended the call.
By yourself?
Yes, sir. I got home. That was I got home around.
Hold on a minute. Let me treat you one after the other. Yeah. Your husband called you about 3. Yeah. Your husband called you about 3 missed calls.
Yes.
Did he pay your diary?
Yes.
Oga, never worry. Oga, relax, never worry. Even in a one missed call, just listen to me. Your husband called you. You were not able to pick because maybe it was on silent.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it. And when you now finally pick, he was angry, accusing you. You now tell him now that he did not believe you. He should save his strength.
I said, please, I'm sorry. I didn't know my phone was ringing.
What you just told me, you say
No.
if he should save his strength so that when you come back
No,
home, he
that's
can
the
continue.
conversation. I said, please, I am sorry. I didn't know my phone was ringing. That was when you started saying that you knew what I was doing. That I waited to come out of my comfort zone before I answered.
And finally, you now bounce the call on him.
Then I told him that I'm walking on the road. So that I'll end the call. I'm walking
Were
on the
you
road.
not walking on the road before you picked the call?
I stopped at a place.
So you refuse to convince him from there to prove to him, please, what you are saying is not what it is. Then you should have concluded to some message and say, okay, when we are home, we talk.
I did.
You know somebody is still angry and
Yes.
you bounce the call.
No, I did not just about that ended the call. I did. I said.
Hold on a minute.
I called her back 3 times. She didn't pick the call.
He said at that point he called, but you did
No,
not pick.
No, he did not call me.
Okay, it's
He did
alright.
not call back.
Then when you now got home, what happened?
Then when I got home around after 6. He was not home. So after taking care of the kids, I gave them food. He came back after 8. That day it was raining. So I was already on my bed playing music with my handset. So when he rang my phone and sounded the horn at the gate, I told my son, the one of them, to go and open the gate for him. So that one went. I was inside when he stopped that one under the door. Was asking me, is your mommy back? The boy said yes. He said when? He said mommy came back since. He came inside. Went to his room, dropped his phones, entered my room. He was like, he touched me on the leg. I now looked at him. He said, why were you not picking your calls? I said, please, which of the calls? I thought it was the one to open gate for him. He said, where I went to. I said, but I answered you. He said that he wants to know who gave me the audacity not to pick his call. That where did I go to? Then I was sitting down on the bed. That phone was playing music.
I'm asking you,
So,
you talk to me.
he said-
They look up and down.
You say all this time he was talking to you, you did not answer him.
Asking her question. He just
I was-
Stay there, Oga. Use your brain.
Okay,
This thing is
please.
coming now here.
You understand? He's looking at me like this. Yeah, see, I'm here. I'm in the office of the owner of the school of where my children is going. So whatever we are taking here, he's hearing us.
Is he part of it? Was he witnessing what you people were passing through, the owner of the school?
No, I want her because I want her to know the office I am now. So before that lie that is lying there.
Okay, hold on, you just talk, that same person was hearing you. So let her talk so that the same person will hear outside of the story. Madam, how come about this
But I
host?
won't hear you again, though.
Bring it. I said, we are hearing you. I said you should hold on, let us take her statement first so that we may see something to use against her or for her. Just be patient with us and listen, okay? Let's listen to her outside. But we don't know who is lying here, but when we listen very well, we may know who is lying. Thank you for your understanding, sir. Madam, continue. Wetin happen apart from that day? Wetin happen when make you come up for the things when they happen apart from that day? And just talk to us.
Point of correction, eh?
Go ahead.
Hello?
We dey hear you.
Please, ask what happened at my gym that is going. Ask her what lie did she and her friend or God lie against the lying to me. Where did she go and come back to my house after 10 o'clock? And which, before she came back, I called her friend around 6 o'clock. Ask her friend, where is your friend? Chioma? She said Chioma is at home, but which the friend didn't know that I'm at home. And she came back around after 10. And I asked her, she said that she's still with that woman that I called. And she called the woman, put the phone on the sky. The woman, I asked the woman the question. The woman said, yes. And I'm glad that Chioma at home now. One woman, I called the woman around, she told me that Chioma is at home. I called her around, she told me that Chioma is at home. Ask her too, what happened in my house? What happened between her and my landlord? What did my landlord tell me about her? Ask her all these questions.
Oga, you need to tell us, then she will answer. Not ask her. What you know, tell us, then she will not answer.
I want you to think because and Oh my God. Oga,
Yeah.
is this, I would like you people, if you people can come out face to face, where at least I can have my own security, because that woman is planning to assassinate me.
Not from our
Giving
office.
people my number, call me with different numbers, call me with your no numbers. So after all these questions, I have not even the record, I have the paper that is with me. If you want, get my appointment at the police station in Jiboye. Come and give you the paper. Go, if you read it, use that paper and ask her questions. And I have the names of the people that she used against, she used and lied, and I called the people. They said it's lie. She's telling you what happened on October 29th. Ask her what happened where she's telling me that she's going to learn slippers, how to sell her slippers. And she will be telling me in the house, I came back that year, she will be telling me in the house she's going to wear these learning slippers. And go to another place and say, the woman will call her, she will tell the woman that she's somewhere else. Later, she came back in the house in the night. I asked her, where did you go? She told me, she's still telling me, thinking that she went to the previous place. I bring a Bible and give her. Swear, take this Bible, hold this Bible in your hand and tell me, this is serious place to go. She leave me, she started quarreling with me. She leave me in the parlor, went to the room and take her phone and called the same woman and said, yes, my husband called you. Tell him that I come to your place. Which she never know that I'm discussing with the woman this afternoon. Our guest is in the father's house. That's even the
What is the name of this woman he's talking about?
He knows about this very woman. He knows about the very woman that is with you there. A woman that I'm outside, I won't call her in a video call. She's not picking my video call and tell me, I call the father, Reverend Father. I advise her. Once she open her mouth and tell Reverend Father is that I'm using the video call to monitor her. Your husband that do everything that you want 40 people. We won't fight, one is blamed. We call you, we get outside, the concept of video call is not sick. What kind of woman? My brother, that woman there that you are thinking is an evil. How many places has she called me? What did she want for me? She has called me the human rights people. She has called me the lawyer. She has gone to the village. She has come to the feeder. What kind of
Sir, are you doubting all those children she have for you? Are you doubting the paternity? Are you doubting who the father is? Are you sure they are your kids with this accusation?
My brother, ask her there. Because this question that you asked me, I have asked her this question.
Are you ready to undergo DNA, sir?
Are you paying?
Sir?
Are you the one to pay?
Then you are very sure of it. We are not the one paying. If you are not sure.
If you are the one to pay 100%, I will go that.
Okay.
Because I don't believe that woman that
Okay. Is the money the problem? Is the money the problem?
Ask her. What another thing that you ask her? Ask her. She still has the COVID-19. I'm in Nigeria. Ask her. In my own house, where did she keep her phone and where did she sleep? A woman that will be in the house, once I'm in the house, her phone will be off or silent. A woman that will sleep with me in my room, she will go down another room and keep her phone and put it silent there.
Madam, are you putting your phone in a different place?
I charged it in my room.
Madam, use mic.
Yeah,
I take
okay,
off.
sorry.
No, you don't need that one. Stay this way.
I charged my phone in my room.
The same room you are sleeping.
No, my own. I put it on top.
So
of the box.
they don't have socket. Oga, take her easy. What is your problem?
Sir,
What is your problem, sir? What is your problem? I'm attending to this case and you are distracting everybody here. No. Take it easy now. We listen to you. And this question you are asking, I'm writing it down. You are still talking. We don't operate this way. I spoke with that police yesterday. The police know our names, our organization's name. Just that you are afraid to come here. You know the reason why you are afraid. But now you should respect us. I'm using my money and my time to attend to the case. And you are still there talking. You don't allow her to talk. How do we now know the facts and know where to blame her? Please take it easy, sir, okay?
okay, shall I continue?
Hold on a minute. Why are you, whether him or without him, we will treat this case the way we want it to be treated.
Yes, sir.
We always use people matter for others to learn.
Yes.
And I believe it's somebody's matter that you saw that brought you here.
Yes.
We don't take nonsense and we don't take side. If you are married, be married.
Exactly.
And be ready to respect your husband respect you. It's reciprocal.
Yes.
So if you are not ready to marry because you are too beautiful, you can stay outside and enjoy yourself.
Yes.
Then you have to listen.
Okay.
Tell us what happened, then we will ask you some questions that he has already passed you. Just give us your statement.
So on that very day, when he came in, he was asking me, where did I...
Can you please use your
Okay,
mic?
sorry. Where did I go to? Where did I not pick his phone? I said, but I picked your picture of the court. He
So
said,
that is the day everything started.
yes. No, I'm just the recent one before I now proceed. So, I was still lying down face up. He then pounced on me on the bed, held me on the neck, dragged my phone. I was struggling. I said, what is it? Leave me, let me get up. He said that I must tell him where I went to today, that he told me that he was going to kill me. That he has told me that he doesn't like seeing me happy. Where did I go to? I said, but I told you where I was going to. What else did I do wrong? So as he was holding me on my neck, I could not really breathe. So then he bent down and I heard him on the cloth he was wearing, to drag myself up. At that point, he collected my phone. So two of us started dragging the phone. He shattered the phone. The phones are here. This is the phone. This is my phone that he shattered that night. So after shattering my phone, then I was already on the bed sitting down. The next thing he did was he started hitting me, like holding me on my leg, holding me on my head, that he would kill me, hitting me. My two children, the 8 and the 4 years ran to me. I said, Daddy, please leave mommy. He said no, that he was killing today. That I must tell him where I went to. That he told me that he doesn't like seeing me happy. He was hitting me. This is the picture of what he did to me this is my picture, the one on the phone.
That is your phone. We've seen the phone already.
Yeah. This was my face. This side of my face.
You show it now. You're always connected.
Okay. My left.
You are too close.
My left side of the face.
Okay.
When he hit me, for like 2 minutes I could not. I was seeing only blackout. I said, what did I do? He was beating me, pushing me, dragging me. Because then I was naked. He removed my wrapper. He was dragging me up and down inside the room. I said, what did I do wrong? What have I done wrong today? Last night we had no problem. Look as if maybe we were having issues. I told you where I was going to. I came back. You met me in this house. It was not as if you came back before me or something. What was it? He said I must tell him that he's in his house, that I will be going out and coming back when I want. This one, that one, down, beating me, dragging me all over the room. The next thing, he told my son to go and lock the doors. The boy went and came back and told him that he did not see the key. He left me in that room and went to lock the doors, windows. It was raining. As I was shouting, nobody could hear me.
Were you dragging phone with him, or in the process of beating, that is when he smashed the phone?
We were dragging the phone.
Why?
He collected my phone from me.
Why were you dragging him? You must have reason to have been dragging him.
There was no reason, because my phone was not even on code. This
And why
phone.
were you dragging phone? That phone that you can use to prove to him no message, no love message.
Good.
Why were you dragging? I know it's your property, it's your privacy.
Yes.
There must be reason why you are dragging it.
Why I did that was this. I stayed 9 months without a phone. And each time we had issues, my phone would be the first thing that you carry and smash. It was not the first time, it was not the second time. I've stayed in the house without a phone for 1 good year. Even small palasa. The phone itself, during that, what's it called, COVID, during COVID, I was not having rest in the house. I personally deleted my WhatsApp, I deleted my Facebook. I said, let me not be in the internet so that, let me see whether that will solve our problem. Still, nothing happened. I will be inside the room, my husband will leave the room and go outside and be peeping at me through the window. Machido, I'm talking.
Peeping as if you hide somebody in your room.
I don't know. So my small boy.
Or you don't allow him to see your body as husband.
We sleep in the same room.
So what is the meaning of peeping? There must be reason to peep.
He will explain better. He was telling me about because all these are the things I've been going through in the house. It's not this I'm talking about does not start just last year. You understand? It is not something of last year. So when he went along the door, and now came back again, put the key in his bag. I was shouting. My children were crying. They said that he leave mom, let him move. So then I quickly ran into his room and banged. I ran into his room and banged his door for me to take rescue because there was no place for me to run to again. The next thing, he started pushing the door. He over.
Is it this same day he smashed the phone?
Yes. Everything I showed you now.
Is that the only day the problem started?
No. I just started with this recent because that was the first thing I wrote. But this was the one that took me out of the house.
Okay.
Yes. So I ran into his room, banged his own door because the key was not good, so I could not lock it. So that I would save myself from there. Since I could no longer run out and nobody to enter inside and just as I was shut, nobody to hear me because it was raining at the same time. The next thing, he forcefully opened the door. When he opened the door, there was this stick. This stick that usually used to hit me in the house. He usually used it to hit me in the house. So I saw that stick on his dressing mirror. I collected it so that he would not take it and hit me. The next thing he overpowered me and collected the stick from me. Then and then he started hitting me. This is my hand. This is it.
You are too fast, madam. You repeat that bandage. Repeat it. Are they chasing you? Calm down now. You want people to understand why you are in the hurry. The bandage.
This is the bandage.
No. Relax yourself now.
This is it.
Go ahead.
This is my back. The same stick. This is it. This is my hand and my face.
When was this?
On that same 30th night, as at this time I'm talking about, it has gotten to almost after 3 a.m. in the night. Since from after 8 that he came back, he was on me till around after 3 a.m. in the night.
How often did he stay in Nigeria?
When we got married, he stayed outside the country 3.5 years. I had my first child, then was pregnant for my second child. Then I was in school. He left 2015. No, 2000 and I had my first baby in 2006, 2003. He left 2000 and that same 2003. He left 2003, then came back again. I took him for my son. He left 2015. 2005. Then I was about 4 months pregnant when we did our court wedding. So he left for Italy. He did not come back till after 3.5 years. Then that boy was about, that was my first son, the one is 15. Then he was about 3 plus or 4, thereabouts. After that, he went back, came back again on, the first time he came back was 2008. That 2008, he didn't know where we were living because I found the house. I went to the airport, I picked him up. We stayed for 3 months, he went back, came back again. His coming back again was when he came for the grandmother's burial. So we all attended that burial. And during that, when we came back from the burial to the village, from their own grandmother's place to the village, to their own house, he asked me to go and give him food. I was warming the food. The next thing he did was to enter the kitchen. I said, "Where is the food? Where is the food?" He started hitting me, even before people in their own village, in his own village house. I said, "What did I do wrong?" He said, "Why am I wasting?" I said, "I'm trying to make the food to be warm." You know. So people were like, "What is it? Was it not better that we came back?" Meanwhile, as at that time he was under influence. I don't know what he really took. Because even as he was driving home that very day, I was just praying because then I could not. I said, "Please take it easy." He was just shouting at me on the inside the car. So when we got
he was the one driving.
Yes, he was the one driving. So when he did that, I was crying. So people came and said that it's okay that I should allow people to go so that they will not know what is happening, etc. So I took it as one of those things that's what marriage was all about. We came back to Lagos. He went back again to his base. That 2008. 2009 he came. I didn't know he was coming back. My younger sister gave birth. Then it was supposed to be my daughter's birthday. Then she was to do 4 years.
4 years.
Yes, but she died. She died in 2015 at 11 years. So, if of it, I told her on I think a week, few days before he came back, I told him that my younger sister gave birth, that I would be going to see her. Sorry, 2008. I was going to see her so that we spend the weekend with her. They come back on. They said okay that we should wait. That he will send somebody that will bring a present for that my late daughter. I said okay. I said like what time will the person go? Say the person that we should wait at least between 12:1 in the afternoon that the person will arrive. I said fine, no problem. We have finished there, eat and washed the place. My son, defecated, so I went to empty the bottle. I now heard our gates, open. I rushed out through the window because then he had no car in the compound. Then the car he was in there was in the east. So me and my children we ran towards the window. We are peeping to see who was coming. When I said Murano Jeep, brown. So mommy, I said I don't know anybody with Jeep. Meanwhile, if of that day that this thing happened, a number was calling me, Nigerian number. If I pick that number, I would just hear music playing. The person will not say anything. I picked it like 2 times. The person was not saying it. So I started calling his own. Number. Meanwhile, I called that number in the afternoon. It was not ringing. I called it again. It was not ringing. So I was like, what is going on? Let me even call him and tell him that the same number was calling me. Let me know what it is. I said, so that we can talk about it. Is that if the sorry number was not going? So the next morning, I tried his number. The same thing. It was not going through. And I saw that Jeep coming in, and we were peeping. That was around 1:30 to 2. The next thing I saw was somebody who came down from the passenger side. Lo and behold, he was the person. I was shocked. I said, from Italy to this place, without telling us, and we were talking. I didn't say anything. I just pretended and said, welcome. But I had a mixed feeling somehow. So maybe it could be a surprise to us. I was finding his things inside the house. So when I finished taking his things inside, that his friend that brought him, I don't know the person, so the man now went. I remember that I kept the 2 phones we were using. I was in there because we were using the same number. Internet phone, it's that same number that we have that we're using, one Glo and one MTN. So I went to I said, let me go and remove the bottle that I was, about to empty before I hand out the sound of the vehicle. I didn't see the 2 phones again. I asked him, are you with the phones? He said, yes, that he was with. I said, okay, no problem. We had nothing in the house now, so I sent my daughter to go and get something so that we'll start preparing food for him. That we are not going to go where we're going to go.
What was the time? Around what time was it?
1:32 in the afternoon, PM. So we couldn't go to my sister's place again. So I told him that means we are not going to go. You didn't tell us that you are coming. You said they are bringing present for Chima. So throughout that period, he was with from that moment he was with those 2 phones. If any call comes in, you'll be the one to answer. Anything at all, you'll be the one to, as if it's the one that is going to pass on to me, he will pass the phone on to me. I will now take it. He was with this phone for a good 2 weeks. Even when we were in the car, he'll be the one answering and everything. So when he was done with it, he gave me the phone back. So when he gave me the phone back, meanwhile, I noticed that he now had another number. It was not that one that both of us were using.
Right.
And I said, did you now get a new number? He said yes, that he decided to have his own.
Which point are you trying to make now? Because
it's
taking too long.
You were asking me how long has this violence been?
Yeah, but what I mean now,
and again,
that goes straight to the point that when he came back from Italy that night, this is what later happened, this is what he did. You are taking too long. How they went to full price and
no, I'm not taking too long. I said when he came back, he collected my 2 phones where I kept it.
Yeah.
On that same night, I discovered he had another phone. But I could not, if he was still with those my 2 phones, being the one answering calls and if it's what to pass to me, you pass on to me. So when he gave me the phone 2 weeks after.
2 weeks after.
After he came back, that I now checked that number that called me that eve of the day he came back. It happened that it was the very number that he was using.
Okay, he was the one calling.
Yes, I said, this number called me. Where were you? Does it mean it was not that day that you came back? Yes, you came back eve of that day you got to the house. He said yes, that he lodged in a hotel nearby or that he wants to catch me red-handed. I said, what do you mean by that? All the way from Italy. For how many hours? You want to catch me red-handed? I said, okay, no problem. You have caught me eventually. But I just left over it. I didn't, somehow it did not really make any meaning to me. So we continued living. That same year, I took in.
2000.
That 2008, I took in that I gave birth March 2009. During that pregnancy, he beat me up. When I gave birth to that my daughter, that's the only daughter I have now. A week after that delivery, he came to speak with me. I said, I am still flowing. This man started beating me blue black. That who am I to say no? I said, my body has, you can see things are coming out from my body. You said that what they're expecting to do. This one, I said, what is it? He started beating me and I was carrying my new baby was on the bed there. I said, what is all this? What have I done wrong? Even if I say no, is that what with the one that said this meeting is getting out of hand? It's not becoming a kind of a trend. He said that don't I know that he's managing me? That I'm a shower, this one, that one, that he's trying to manage me, that look at me, that all my body has shrink, blah, blah, blah. 1 week after delivery, that look at my tummy, it's not like a cow's tummy. I said, what about all this? We settled that one. We continued living. He went back 2009. He came back again 2011. When he came back, I told him that we have 3 children now. That he should be thinking of coming back home to settle so that we will grow these children together. That only me cannot be handling them again. So that they will have this fatherly bond. He said that he himself is thinking towards that too. Fine, that when he gets back, he will, rearrange himself and then not have to come back. And I said, fine. A week to the time for him to go back, I asked him, how far? Are you not going to confirm your ticket or so? He said, that why am I pushing him away? That why am I pushing that I'm not comfortable with having him around me. I said, why? Why did you say so? They said, I said that you should say that. I said I did not say you. I said you should start thinking about it. You just came back. You did not come back prepared. You see, you told me that you have your things to, maybe you go and sell off certain things, then arrange yourself and come back finally. I said, no problem. If you decide to stay back, no problem. I'm not chasing you away. I'm the one that, that suggested that you think of coming back so that we say to go, maybe once in a while you can go and buy things and come back. He said that he's still thinking about it. I said, no problem. 3 days to the time. He said that he's not going back, that he's feeling somehow. I said, then how are you going to do your things that you said you left over and the landlord that you said you want to say that he will talk to them over the phone? I said, no problem. How about your papers? How are you going to do it? He said that he has what do you call it, zip permit or something. That what is remaining for him is to get a Qatar sojourn or something. I said, what does that? What is the implication of that one if you do not get it? That the implication is that he cannot, go back there. That one is like a citizenship or something. I said, but don't you think it's better for us? At least when you have it, that if it turns out to be the other way around, you can still go back. He said that he had noticed that I'm not comfortable. I said, please leave it. That was how we started staying. We started living like that in Nigeria here. After 2000 and that's in 2000, late 2000. This was happening in November. He came back. 2000 within that by December I took in again for my 4th child. Gave birth to that one that was 2012 August to be precise. When I was in labor for that very one, 2 of us were lying down on the bed. Even before that one, January of that 2012, 4th to be precise. He beat me to the extent that the man that came to carry his vehicle to go and repent for him ran into our house and said, what is it? Even with pregnancy, no matter what she did to you.
Is he smoking?
Yeah, he smokes.
What kind of smoke?
I don't know what I normally see him with cigarette. I don't know that thing, but I know that whenever these things happen, he's always under influence. He will go out and come back and all over it will start. So when I gave birth, when I was in labor of that my son, 2 of us were lying down on the bed. I was like, all of a sudden I started having labor, going through pains. The next thing he did was he stood up, said I should shift for him, let him pass. He carried his pillow and went to the living room. I was there alone till the next day. When he was leaving, he said that he kept money inside the door here. That
do you mean since that time he has not returned back to it?
No.
You mistakenly advised him.
Your
advice was like mistake. He was already deported or has made up his mind to come. So it's not putting the blame on you as if you don't want him to be around you. Go ahead.
Okay. So I drove myself to the hospital to go and give birth. So I said that when I gave birth, according that I had given birth, he came with a friend of his who said he went to the airport to get. So the two of them entered the delivery room to come and that he should come and see me. I was still naked. After giving birth to that, for 6 hours I was bleeding. My husband was nowhere to be found. I never knew he left again with the other friend that came. Till around after 20 minutes after 10, when the placenta eventually came out. Meanwhile, I gave birth 20 minutes after 4. The doctor had to come back from his house again to come and meet me there. So, to cut all this one short, after that we went back home. We are living. Since we are very okay by the grace of God, we are managing ourselves and trying to believe God that things will be okay. So at that 2012, he started making moves that going to Ghana or something. You go to Ghana, you stay like a week or 2 weeks, you come back to Nigeria like that. So he has not been really going. After some time, he stopped going to Ghana. Then come 2013, the dad died. We went for the burial. On that burial, I lost my phone. They stole it. I was with that phone for 6 months. That was the era of what's it called, BlackBerry. So on the bed, on top of our bed, he will be chatting with women. At times, he even put call across. Telling his friend. There was one that he came back. He said, "Guy, all those babes, they were sweet." Blah blah blah. I was lying down on the bed. He was pulling his clothes while he was doing this. I said within me, was he trying to say this for me to get angry or what? I just, kept quiet. I was not saying anything. He always had his way in whatever he does. He will go out. He will not come back. If I call him on phone, he said, "Why am I monitoring him? Why do I want to know what he does? What's my business that I should not be calling him on phone and to monitor him?" I said, "Oh, please, I'm very sorry." He said that another thing that's wrong, that most times that when you look at me, that he feels very, very angry, that he doesn't know what brought him, to me. That even to tell me that he lost me, that he feels very ashamed to tell me that he lost me. And that even his friends were telling him that he should not be going out with me. I said, okay, no problem. If you want to please your friends, please them. Whatever you know that will make you happy, and then give me peace in this marriage, I'm ready to accept it. There's no problem. If you're not proud of me, if you don't like me going out with you, there's no problem. It's not going to cause any issue at all. So, during that burial, when I lost my phone, we came back to Lagos. That same year, I lost my dad as well, 2nd December. His own father's burial, we finished it on October. When I went back to Lagos, my dad became sick. I ran back home. Eventually, he died. I came back to Lagos that December. We fixed the burial for 2014, March to be precise. When we got back before that his father's burial, I told him I want to start doing something. That when 2006 that I came out of youth service, I got a job with Zenith Bank. You refused me. He said that I want to go and start sleeping with men all over the place, that I should wait. That when you come back from my brother, you're going to open supermarkets for me, blah blah blah. I said, okay, no problem. Let me stay. When he came back, he did not open anything. My cousin that was bringing shoes then, I started carrying shoes that he was selling, men and female shoes. He said, I told him, see, I want to meet Ushe now. I want to start carrying things for him. And I started selling. He said that of all businesses, it happens to be men's shoes that I want to be selling. That I want to use as an avenue to be, misbehaving and get myself into prosperity.
I can see this thing started long time ago.
Yes.
And then hold on. And this no trust or trust issue has also started at the same time, long time ago.
Yes, sir.
What now happened that something become unbearable for you?
Good.
Because if I allow you talk now, it's the same thing that is playing back itself. And if you can tell us the truth,
yes.
Has this man caught you red-handed or with a very useful information that he can accuse you one-on-one with? Because he was saying just now, we should ask you to start with first. Sylvia, who is Sylvia?
That's what I'm coming to now.
I won't allow you to start from
No, I have to be
January to December.
No. I've already.
You're supposed to pick points.
That's what I'm trying to do now. Sorry about that. This very lady in question now.
The father died. We go to village. I lost my phone. All those one. How is it?
This very lady in question now. When I told him that I want to get something that he has promised me this one that he's going to open this one, open that one. There's no one he'd open. Anyone I tried to start up on my own, he thwarted my effort. I went and started carrying pampers, selling on credit. He stopped giving us the feeding money in the house. That I told him, oh yeah, come, let me tell you how this place is being run. See how much I made, 200 naira, and they don't pay me because I don't have a shop.
Did he build house?
No.
He did not build house.
Yes.
How many years did he stay in abroad? Not the Ghana abroad though.
He said he had lived there for.
He lived there before you know him.
Yes.
Okay, when you know him,
something.
when you know him, how many years did he stay before he was deported? Because I know he was deported. It's not how you come back from abroad.
We got married in 2000. I knew him in 2002.
Then he finally settled in Nigeria. Which year?
2011.
2011.
Yes, sir.
That is 9 years, I think. After 9 years.
Yes.
Okay, before you know him, how many years did he say he have stayed there?
He said he went 96.
96.
Yes, sir.
96. You know in 2011.
No, he came back finally in 2011.
2011.
Yes.
96 to 2011 is like 15 years, if I'm not mistaken.
He said, okay.
It's supposed to be 15 years.
He said he has been there for 20 something years. I don't know the actual.
All right.
So, I told him that I cannot continue staying in the house. That you see, the children are coming up, and financially you are not that stable again. Let me look for something doing. He
Are
said,
you
okay.
sure he was actually coming from Italy or he stays in Ghana? Because he was later traveling to Ghana.
It's when he's based here. That he started going to Ghana from 2012.
How did you know he was based in Italy?
That was when he told me that when he comes back, I will see the tag on the.
Okay,
on the luggage, and there's one card that he uses. He said is it driver's license or permit?
The card is okay.
So then I have a sister there too, because she's late now. So that's 2000. I now told him that he should look for something. I want to start doing something. He said okay, that he will talk to one of his sisters. That's this. No, that's this CD I'm coming to now. That's this CD I'm coming to now. So he said okay that he will talk to a sister of his. I said okay, fine. He later called the lady. Both of them talked. I know the lady as well. We talked. She said okay that I should start coming. So I started going to her place at Iyanoba. On one of the days, I had a chat with the lady. I told her that there's something that was bothering me. She said, what was that? I told her that I want to do family planning. He said, we should go and do that. I said, I've discussed with my husband severally. He refused. I told him, let's go and meet the doctor. He refused. He said he has not finished giving. I told him, we have 4 kids already. If you are not still okay, whenever you are ready that we can cater for them, we'll proceed. It's not just like putting a gate man in your gate. It doesn't have any harm. You can call the other brother and ask him if he too did his own. At least you are more enlightened than that one. He said he cannot do that. I said okay, will you start using contraceptives so that you prevent me? What made me to be saying this thing now or to be praying for that this thing was that I took him one of the occasions. I told him, see, I've missed my period. He said how many times did he touch me? That he doesn't know anything about it. That I should go and know who it was with me. I was mad. I said what? We started having problems. He beat me to the extent I miscarried that baby. So I told this that I said, since he said she told me that she did her own at Ikeja Yinke, that I should walk into any general hospital. So on that fateful day, I decided to go. I told him that I was going to that lady's shop. I went to Solo General Hospital. It was either January or February 2014. I want it to be confirmed. It can be checked. I don't know the exact
Madam,
date.
what happened that day?
So when I went there to do that this family planning, so I could not do the one I wanted. They said they could not. I told them that they should give me the one that is available. They gave me this one, the one of the hand. So from there I went to my friend's place at Ajawa State. I was there when this lady called me that morning. He said, "Are you coming?" I said, "No, I'm not going to come. I've gone to clinic to do that family planning." He said, "Okay." she dropped the phone. After some minutes again, she called back. He said, "Are you still going to come?" I said, "No." He said, "What if your husband calls?" I said, "If my husband calls, tell him I came to your shop." 2014,
Okay.
either January or February.
Alright.
Yes, because my father's burial was to be March of that same year. So I told her that he said, she now said, "If my husband calls, what do I tell her?" What does she tell him? I said, "If he calls, tell him I came to the shop."
Is it that you don't want your husband to know that you?
Yes, because it has brought problem for us severally, and then I had 4 children. So when he denied that pregnancy, that he beat me and I miscarried, I need to do something about myself. So I told that one that he claimed that the assistant. She done that, told me that there was nothing that I should walk into any general hospital, any clinic.
I understand. Continue from where you are.
So the lady that called me, she called me 3 times that day. That am I still coming? I said, "No, I'm not coming." Though this why she was coming, she never told me she was communicating with my husband. I still believe that both of us agreed on something. So when I got home, I was there when he came back. He came back very furious. He said, "Come, where did you go to today?" I said, "The way I told you." I said that woman's place.
Savior.
Yes. He said, "Okay, I should wait." He went inside. I brought the Bible that I should swear. I said, "I will not swear for you. I've told you where I went." So when he went inside, he was making calls. So I called the lady. I said, "Did my husband call you?" She said no. I said, "Okay." He was asking me if I still come to your place. Still maintained that I told you the same thing.
That you were there.
That I was in her shop. She said okay. So the next thing was that what he now did was he started calling the lady. Did she come to your place today? The lady said that she should come and that she's coming in the next morning. So that next morning she came. She said she was going to tell her. She came. I asked me. She met me in the parlor. She asked me where was my husband. I told my husband was in the room. She went straight to the room. When I knew that something was up was when I overheard them asking my husband, was it what I told you in confidence that he came and let out?
What did she tell your husband in confidence?
Maybe that call that 2 of them had, that whether I'm coming, whether I came or I did not come.
Okay, who do you think is at fault in this regard?
Sir?
Who do you think is at fault in that situation that you, let me call it lie, you told your girlfriend not to tell your husband?
It's the sister.
The sister. And the sister went ahead and told your husband that you are not there. So is that fault from your husband or from both of you? From your husband. Should we bring your husband now?
I can't say it's from him because although why I would say it's somehow from him that he didn't call me to ask me.
He said he asked you. You told him different direction or location.
No. When he came back to the house, that he asked me this. He did not call me on phone to ask. Then that lady was the person that both of them were communicating, and she would come.
Madam, you said that lady called you. You told the lady you cannot come because you have gone to Ikeja to do the family planning, wherever, to do the family planning.
Yes.
Then your husband called you to ask you. You said the place you told him you were going, which is the sister's place.
That was when he was back.
Yes. You told your husband you are going to your sister's place. Your sister now tell your husband that you did not come there.
Yes.
Whom are you blaming this way? If I thought I need to blame your husband in every other thing. Madam, settle this very point. Who are you supposed to blame this one? Your husband or yourself?
Myself.
So why delaying here?
So
he's not here, but I cannot condemn him completely.
Exactly.
If I am your husband, I will blame you in this regard. And where you go that you did not go to my sister and you told me you are with my sister, you must tell me the truth before the case will die down.
Wait, that's what I'm coming to it. So at that point, that very night before the lady came, he started beating me. He naked me, tear my clothes, opened the door, pushed me out. It was my neighbors that came and carried my wrapper to.
Because he did not know where you went.
Yes. So I carried my wrapper to cover me. I was like, what happened? What brought about all this? So when the lady came in the morning, that was when I knew that both of them were talking. Then a friend of his I called, that one came. So I now told that one, see exactly what happened. I went inside, I brought my card. I said, see where I went to.
Who you not sure?
A friend of his.
Okay.
That I called that morning to come.
I thought it's a taboo for you to let him know that you went to do family planning. When this man started raising voice, and it's something you will say when he come to us, Madam, listen. No.
I'm listening.
You later tell him where you go to.
Yes.
Good. I thought it's something that even when head roll, that he's not supposed to know. When this man started pushing, you allow him to beat you instead of you to break the card. That I never wanted you to know because you were accusing me or because you were giving me pregnancy unnecessarily. Now that you want to spoil my name the way you have been denting my name, please don't kill me before my time. This is the card. Card cannot lie. We can go to the people. But you allow him. Because I'm not saying beating is good, or he has been beating you. You allow him to beat you. You thought he will beat you and just get away with it and say, I'm satisfied. Forgetting that even if he beat you that day and leave you, he will still be accusing you of this very one. Counting it the way he's counting it now. You understand? That is the area where you also wrong. You allow him to beat you when you know you have evidence. You did not confess or tell him the truth on time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you have any other one to say it so that this one now you know who is at fault.
I just want to tell you where the name came in.
But the way he was talking just now, Sylvia, I thought it's just of recent, last year.
No, 2014.
Are you still having contact with Sylvia ever then?
No, it was after that you know, the people came in and were like that they were not sisters. They said that it was her former girlfriend.
You can imagine.
You understand? So I told them they dated very well. That people in the village.
They are still trying to separate you so that she can come back.
I don't know. I said okay, that was a mistake. So after some years, I told him, let me get something doing again. He said, okay, this one happened in 2019, before COVID. I made some market research on how to start off something again. I told him, he said, okay, I should go and find out. He said, what do you want to go in? I said, I want to go into that kind of shoes again. He said, well, I said, Island. He said, okay. I went. I came back, I told him everything that lady I met told me, one of our old mates in the village there. So when the 2019. 2019, this one.
Right.
So that's when I told him that, see, the lady said that when her goods come, that I will start coming, that night she doesn't have anything in the shop. When he said he called me after 3 months, I told him that he has called, that she said that she will start coming. I told her, no, I will not come that week. Let me go home and discuss with you. Then on Monday I will start. When I got back home, I told him. He said, okay, no problem. On that very Monday, this one was happening on a Tuesday. On the Monday, I got dressed. Baby children got on dressed for school. Was preparing. He said, where are you going? I said, that island now. Maybe it's today that I'm going to start. He said I should go and wait for him in the living room. I went and sat down waiting. I should wait for him to wake up from his sleep. Around after 8, I heard him, making calls. I just kept quiet. Till 9, he was still in the room. And I went to him and said, are you not awake? He said he was awake, that I should wait. So when he came out, he started asking me, where do I say I was going to? I said, where I told you I want to go and learn this thing, business now. He said, what kind of business? And I just took time to start all over again. I said, the slippers stuff. He said,
with your qualification, he did not allow you to work.
He never, not even the things I'm telling you now, there's things I'm trying to know if I can talk him into doing it. He never allowed, even to step out of the house was a problem. I don't attend functions that other people attend. So
meanwhile, he has never caught you red-handed with all these things accusing you of.
Maybe he can be the one to say that.
So you am asking, you answer the one you know.
Maybe he caught me and I did not know.
Did he tell you that he has caught you?
He never told me that. But
and even though he
might have it as an evidence.
Even though he caught you, he's not supposed to beat you.
So,
the beating will not be so it's not supposed to be the solution. Otherwise, he can ask you to leave his house or the marriage. He said, what happened between you and landlord?
Yes.
What happened between your landlord that landlord confessed or told him something?
The very man in question is not the landlord, he's the brother to the landlord anyway. 2007, when that my daughter was still alive, she was in birthday in the compound, so people were cooking towards that evening. The man came back. People greeted him. He didn't answer anybody. It was a kind of furious. And I told him that people are greeting you. He said that I should come. I went to him. He said that what he wants to tell me that I don't have any rights to do anything in this compound. That whatever I want to do, that I should go and do it behind the
landlord.
Yes, behind my flat. I said, is this baby's? So then the brother's wife, my so rest in peace, was alive. The woman was like, why will you talk like that? Is it not this baby that was celebrating a birthday? Is there any space at that where she can stay and cook and people will wait? That way you should not answer the people's greeting. I kept quiet. When we finish my daughter's birthday, the man is selling water. We live in that compound. We buy water from the from the man. Not until one day NEPA officials came. They discovered that the pumping machine that the man was using to pump water and sell, that we will go to buy and give you money you collect, was connected to my meter. I called my husband, I told him, I said, see what happened. I now told the man, so you have this thing here over the year that we packed into this place, packed into that place, 2005. And we are buying water from you. Then when the bill comes, I will still pay the NEPA bill. I said, this is so callous of you. So me and the man, we were still, that doesn't stop me from, greeting him. Not until 2017, when my husband said that I went to native doctor to go and kill him, that I went with 4 of my friends to go and kill him at one village like that. I said, which village was that? He mentioned the village. I told him that this particular village, talking, even as I'm speaking in this office now, if you ask me to go to that village, I cannot get to that node without an address or without somebody telling me this is where I'm going to stop. I said, how can I go and kill you? I did not even know it was the sister, his elder sister, that called me to tell me that, because that period we traveled to village for my for matter that we have in my father's house. I forgot my bag inside the vehicle. I called the Sienna man that carried me to village. I said, please, okay, I forgot he said that, madam, that he's right now, but then he was like, no, that he cannot come back to my village here and again. I then called my friend, that's from Inewu. She said she's in the village. I said, okay, please, rush to so and so park. Tell them to give you my bag. I gave her the driver's number. She collected that bag. So that morning, our kinsmen were to meet in our house for land dispute. I rushed to that my friend's place. That was my first time of going to their house. I don't know her house at that in Inewu. I called her, she's bringing me there. I used Okada to her place. And when she was bringing me out to where I'm going to enter motor, she said I heard that your sister-in-law owns a shop around this place because I've sent her to her before. As I said, look at my sister-in-law on the road there. She stopped. 2 of us, greeted. He said, what happened? I told her hi. He said, no, I should come and see that. I said, no, I will still come back. We're having a main meeting in the village that I want to rush. I left. I did not even see that my sister-in-law. After some days, my husband came back to the village. When he came, before he came, I told him that it's like I'm going to come back before you. Please drop key with a friend of mine. He said okay that he was going to drop the key. So when I finished what we are doing, I called him. He said, where are you? He said he was at Onitsha 10. I said, I want to go to tomorrow. He said, it's okay. Yeah, you going back to? I said, yes. I said, where did you keep the key? He said he was with the key. I said, so when do I see you to come and collect the key? He said that he was at Onitsha, that he's not giving me any key. So I thought he was, joking. I started coming back to
your village again.
Yes.
He did not give you key to access the place.
Yes. I thought he said that the key is there, like that. I said, key is there where? Is it village or Lagos? He ended the call. I traveled, came back to Lagos. Made the door closed. I started calling him. He was not picking call. I called the sister. I said, please help me to call him that I'm in this. Let him tell me where the key is so that I can open the door and enter. That was when the sister's husband, collected the phone from the wife. I said that, my sister, because of you, I have received the worst insult of my life. There's no kind of causes that my husband did not, cause the sister and him that they supported me to go to native doctor to go and kill him. I was shocked. As a native doctor, at where the man was the one that told me. So this thing I'm saying that I went to native doctor to go and kill him.
Madam, this story longer. You don't really know how to hit the point.
Sorry, sir.
You cannot really start from 2003 and end up in 2021. The point what led to this, and this is what happened. We traveled to village. He beat me. The sister was there. I did not do this. I do this. No.
So after this thing, he came back to Lagos. When he came back to Lagos,
that means if your husband is here, we would have taken the whole day.
He brought out my things from his room, threw them out for me.
What happened? What did he say you do?
That I went to native doctor to kill him. So when he came back from that village, he brought out my things and out of his room and threw them out. I carried them and put inside my room. I said, please, what did he say I did? He brought out one substance that I should drink. I said, what is it for? He said, am I drinking or am I not drinking? I said, I'm not drinking. What is it? He cocked it back and kept. Henceforth, he stopped giving us feeding money for a good 6 months.
Did he have business in Nigeria?
He was dealing on trucks.
Everything I was. What is he doing at the moment?
Rather, he's dealing on trucks.
Still.
Yeah, yes,
You
I'm
don't
supposed
even,
to.
you don't even know your husband.
It's what I know that I will say now. So
That's what I mean. And you don't know. I'm not saying you must know.
he's still on it. He's still dealing with it. So
You are educated now. Was now something that may not be.
sorry about that. He's still on it. So he started, locking his doors. My even things are
Madam,
using.
which
So,
year is this?
2017.
We never reach 18, can't reach 19, reach 20, can't enter 21. Madam, what now happened lastly?
So
what now happened?
there was
this
a
year,
question that he
lastly?
asked me. That I
Because
told
you have not finished that landlord issue, I don't know how it ends. Maybe I don't really know how it ends. So what makes you not take it serious? If nothing serious, because you just bypass the landlord. I don't even know what happened.
2018.
Madam, what happened between
That's
you
what
and
I'm saying.
landlord?
The landlord issue now, 2018. He 2018, when he went to do some renovations in the village, then my mother was in the hospital here for 8 months. So he came back. He said like 3 months in the village. He came back. He said he came back like today. The next day, I saw my younger sister came. Saw his younger brother came with a friend of mine and his her husband. All of them came. I was like, this one that you people are coming here. Any problem? She said no problem. That's is there a crime for them to come and see me? I said okay. We're there. The next thing he said I should come. That he wants me to be here. I came out. He said that he brought out he clicked on my DP. It happens to be the picture there was my friend.
Your friend, my friend or woman?
No, woman friend. That the husband, she and her husband, they were in our house that very day, and their neighbor, they were doing something. Madam, my friend was cooking. Her neighbor, who is a chemist, was turning the big pots. So two of them were holding, and I snapped them and put it on my DP. He said that they should look at this picture. That this is a man that I'm dating. That I indirectly use my friend to camouflage. I have him on my DP. I was shocked.
Okay, the man and her girlfriend. You use them your DP.
No, the man and my girlfriend.
The man and your girlfriend.
Yes.
Which is the man's girlfriend now.
No, which is my friend's neighbor in front of my house. Two of them own a shop in front of my
Man
house.
and woman.
Yes.
You use them your DP.
Yes, my
What
friend.
now happened to you and your children to be using
Wait,
DP?
I'm coming. So the woman
You know when you marry a man, it's like you have a hunchback child. Other people may not know how to carry a hunchback child, but you as the parent or as the mother, you must know how you carry your hunchback child. You know this man is not here. You are talking now is very sweet, but your mistake, madam, relax. Even though I did not allow you to conclude, I will still tell you your mistake. Now you marry FBI. Now you marry EFCC. Now you not come up for the marriage. Now you don't know how to manage the marriage. Now you then they suspect left, right, center, back. Now you they carry another man with another woman to do DP. Not be your elder brother, not be your father, not be your mother, not you have 4 children, not be any of your child, not be family picture, not be you. You just said this marriage started in this kind of ways, being suspicious, no trust. That is how you started, and that is how it is today. Now after 2003 to date, that is 2003 to date. Is it not 17 years? Almost 18. Since 18 years, there have been no peace. There have been no trust. You are still there giving birth until you need to use something to control yourself. No control. Love not there, you go born. Love not there, you carry belle. Trust not there, you use another woman there to do DP. And you say your husband is in influence of something. So I don't know where you want to stop. I don't know where you want to end in this thing. But all I know, with your own and with the way the man is doing you, the man is not good. And you cannot help yourself. That is the way I'm seeing it. So no matter what I allow you to say that in 2021, it's like the same thing. He beat me, he accused me, he asked me to swear, he stopped giving feeding money. 2003 is the same. 2004, 5, 6, 7, you are in 17. It's like the story is recorded, you are replaying it. Because everything you have been saying since is the same thing you are saying, no, just different dates, different time, different month, different year. The same thing. if you can listen good to yourself. What is different in this thing now? Maybe another person was there, not Monday or Johnson that was there last year. It happened April 2020. The other one happened 2019 June. It's only date and month time that is changed in your story. But I will still allow you. Tell us what happened last year and this year that you left house last year.
No,
Tell us.
You're still asking me of the landlord stuff.
Because you did not go straight to landlord stuff.
Okay,
You know you enter DP just now. You leave landlord, enter DP. I don't know if landlord is the DP
that is
man.
why I want to come in now.
You are becoming like that since my data is running,
so
my time is running, people are waiting. You are giving me long story.
Let me cut it off so I will tell you how.
From DP to chemist man, is that a landlord?
Sorry, sir. So
It was landlord you left and go to Newe that he did not allow you to enter house. So I ask you of landlord, you now travel to Newe, you now lost your something inside the motor. You now meet the sister-in-law. You now come in and say sit down. You now say I will not sit down. You now come in and say I'm no Nicha, I'm with key. From landlord you don't go Nicha, come back.
Sorry, sir. So when he then called them to come, that was where I got to know. He said that somebody in the place has been telling him that how they got to know when he travels that they will start seeing me outside. That once they start seeing me outside, they will know that it's me. I said, who is this person that was telling you these things? He said,
Put the mic for
he said that somebody on this street keep telling him that how they got to know that he travels is when they start seeing me outside. So the people that he brought, the brother, was like, when you saw this picture, did you ask your wife? He said he did not ask. So after that one, they said that what he did was wrong. I said they settled it. So the next day, I overheard him talking over the phone that he came back unexpectedly. That the landlord, that he was in communication with the landlord, and the landlord was telling him that I do come back late, you know. That when he came back that day, that he met me in the house. That I did not know he was coming, but when he came back, that he met me in the house. So I was like, that was when I got to it. I said, is it this man that has been tormenting me all these years? That when I say something, he said that I'm lying. When I say something, he said that I'm lying. I said, how am I coming back late? My mom was in the hospital for 8 months. My husband visited my mother only once before he traveled and stayed 3 months in the village. I am the one looking after this woman. Morning after the night, I go to.
Your mother living? Where was she living then?
She was in the village and came to my house.
Lagos.
Yes. She came to treat herself because she had a hip fracture.
Was she admitted in the hospital?
Yes.
For how many months?
8 months.
In the hospital?
Yes. Daleko.
You were going there, coming back late?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that the man was telling him that this time I come back, I will be knocking on, calling my children to come and open the door for me.
That's the landlord.
Yes, that my nurse was disturbing him. I said, what is all this? So what I did was.
So nothing happened between you and landlord?
Nothing. This was it.
Madam, it's okay.
This was it.
Madam, I said it's alright. I thought maybe landlord catch you or you catch landlord.
No,
so
nothing of such.
Simple. Landlord gave him information that you do come home late.
Yes.
And you accept that you do come home late because your mother.
Go to hospital to see my mother.
There's no case. Please, you have another thing that happened recently.
Good. So on that 2018, when eventually my mother was sent for the hospital, we traveled home. 31st of December, people were in the compound. There was one car. My husband has cars. I don't use his car. Each time he wants to travel, he
has cars, but he did not build house.
He will carry his car key and travel.
You say he has cars, but no house, no land. You people are living on house. You are living on cars. Because you cannot listen to your advice, so he will not be able to build us.
So
did you ever advise him that he should buy land or build us?
There was one I helped him about 2009. But I asked him to send money so that I will start building. He said he will do today, he will do tomorrow. It has been like that.
Okay, now.
So he will travel with his car keys without me, so that I will not have access.
And you can drive.
Yes. So I allowed him. My sister later brought a car that I was using to take my mother. Okay, they packed their car in
the madam, waiting lead to this your coming here.
No, I'm talking about things that has happened. How he has been beating me even before my mother.
It's the same thing you are repeating now, madam. Tell us the last one when you can't leave your children, leave the house.
Yes.
God.
Okay, come 2000 September last year, 21st to be precise. The mother did the education. We two of us we went with the children. When we got there at Ejibo, I said therefore I was the one anchoring that function for the brother. So at the time I noticed that he has, his step changed when he called me to come and give him water. I called the two brothers there. Said, see. They took him. They said, okay, come and enter motor. They took him to the car. They said he should call me. When I got there, he said I should come so that we go. I told him, I said he has to wait. That let me finish what I'm doing for this boy. Then hand over things for the woman that cooked and then the boy. The next thing he did was he jumped down from the car and started chasing me. At that point, the immediate younger brother grabbed him. I said, what was that? He said, that what I'm waiting for here is for all these men here, so that they come and check me. And I said, what are you talking about? He said that he's a fool, that he does not have sense, this one, that one.
But madam, it's the same way you used to insult you. I never said it's right. So this one you can't leave your children now. Can't come up for house. When I'm waiting little, that one when never happened before. Even it happened before, waiting can't lead to this one when you not there house now.
Yes. So on that day he wanted to use the car to crush me. So I ran away. He drove home and locked the whole doors when I got him around there to 8. I started calling him, he did not pick my call. I called the brother said that he will not call him again, that he has been insulting him. I called my own brother, that one called him 2 times on his lines, he never picked call. So my neighbor was coming in, that one, the people opened the door, I entered. That was around after 8. I called him on phone, he did not pick. I went towards my window, I saw my window, I said, please open the door. He said that Daddy said we should open the door for you. I said, you don't open the door for me. I said, yes, okay. I said, when he was not picking. Around 10 o'clock, I still went back to the window. I saw him on my bed. I said, come and open the door for me. He looked at me, the way you're just looking at me. He was just looking at me. I said, come and open the door for me. He kept quiet. I said, there is cold. You want me to sleep outside? Come and open the door for me. He kept quiet. I was there till around 11:30. I called my brother. That see what is going on. He said, where am I? I told him I'm still in the house. He said I should come out, that I'm not going to sleep outside. So,
continue.
So
look at what you are doing now. You are very free. Feel free. Feel free.
I'm not seeing it.
And that is why you need to check it after some time. But it doesn't matter. They have seen him. Who is the man you are showing?
That's my husband. So after
you may drop it.
So I went and met my brother. He took me to his house in my brother here. That was where I slept that night. In the morning, around after 8, he called me. Say, where am I? I said, why are you asking? He said that he woke up around 11 o'clock, that he did not see me. I said, well, when you did not see me, what did you do? That he did not do anything. I said, you could not call me and know if I'm hidden anywhere in the compound.
Did he open for you?
He did not open the door. So the next morning, the next morning, my brother brought me back. I went to the house. When he saw me coming, he went inside the room. Before that is the education, I was supposed to travel and go and stay with my mom because the nanny that she's staying with left her. So he came. That when he came back, he came and told me that he was sorry for what happened, blah blah blah. I told him I don't have any problem. There's no problem. I'm used to it. That's been happening like this. There's no problem. But I'm traveling tomorrow. He said okay. That tomorrow I traveled. I was not in that place up to 1 week. He called me. He said that he wants to travel to Uganda. I said him. I traveled to village the next day.
He now said he wants to travel.
Yes, he said he wants to travel to Uganda. That he has confirmed his ticket. I said, how am I going to? I've not gotten somebody for my mom. Can you take my children to my sister? So he said no. That if he did not see me here, that he's going to take the children to anywhere, and that I will not see them again. I said why? He said that he has noticed that anytime he wants to make progress, I will be the one hindering his progress. I said no problem, don't worry. Even when I went to see the mom, both of us were talking. I called him so that he talk with the mother. He was telling the mother the same thing, that I don't want to come back and stay. That he was traveling. I said okay, no problem. You are going to. So when I told him, he said on Thursday. This thing was happening on a Tuesday. I said no problem. You will see me. What time flight? He said 10 o'clock. I said don't worry. Before that 10 o'clock, you will see me in Lagos. Even if you want to see me entering night, that I will. The next day, I told him I was coming. He said no. That I should forget about it. That he has not. That he has made the ticket. I said no. Go and close all that ticket. This fortune that you want to make this time around, I can never be a hindrance to it. Please, 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 let us make it. I will take the risk. I entered the road. Till today, he never talked about traveling. He never talked about opening tickets. He never talked about closing tickets.
He didn't travel.
He did not travel. Then he called me. It was not up to 3 weeks that I came by that this one started happening. This one of October. That he beat me. My eardrum got broken. I don't hear with this left ear now. I have a medical report for it. You know, the hitting and everything. I said, what have I done wrong this time around? What did I do? I didn't even know my ear was bleeding. It was when my son picked the cotton bud on the floor. I collected it from him. I collected it so that he will not use it on his ear. I started putting it on my ear. That was how I knew that blood was there. So I gave it to the one of 8 years to go and throw away. I didn't know that one carried it and went and showed him in the parlor where he was. Said, Daddy, look at what was coming out from mommy's ear. That was when he entered the room and said that I should come. So that he take me to the hospital. Meanwhile, in the morning of that day, I don't say no, he came and woke me up that I should, that he was sorry for whatever that happened. That it was that he was going to take me to shopping. That it will only cost him money. At that point, I paused. So all these things this man has been doing to me was a deliberate act. I didn't utter a word.
Did he later take you to the...
I refused to go to hospital.
You refused?
Yes, I didn't talk to him. I want to leave that house.
You refused to go, or you refused to go with him?
I refused to go with him.
Did you later take care of yourself?
Yes, I left that evening. I left house that evening.
To hospital? To
my sister's place. From there to hospital. So it was from there. He did not call me. Did not call any of my person that maybe he was looking for me and etc. Nothing of such. Then after a week plus to 2 weeks, when I got a call from that this Ejigbo station.
Are you not the one that reported him?
It was not me.
They said yesterday you are the one that brought him there. that's
what I'm coming to say now. I'm coming to that. So I'm
what you do is snappy.
Yes, please, I'll do that. So a woman, Bliss, he invited the woman over to her house August.
Hold on, let me call the woman. For you be talking, I will call the woman.
He invited the woman over to her place in August. We were having issues. What was the problem that we were having? During COVID, my kids were in the village. They were in the village for 5 months with my mother. He never cared. He never sent even one naira, but nobody was bothering him for that. So what was the problem we were having here in Lagos? I told him I want to go and make my hair. He said, well,
are you the one that reported them to Ejigbo police?
No.
Okay, because I want to call the police woman. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'm calling you from the Human Rights Defender's office.
Hello?
I'm calling you from Human Rights Defender's office.
Okay.
When I called yesterday, you told me the woman in question that she is the one that came to your office to report that you are working with the police as human rights defenders. Hello?
Hello, I'm with you.
But the woman is here right now. She says she's not the one that reported the case to your office. But you said yesterday she's the one that reported. That is how she reported her husband everywhere. She's here. No, she's here. She want to talk to you. Listen to her. Take it.
I don't even know the woman said.
But you said yesterday she's the one that came to your office.
I did not say something of false. Don't know the woman person. If you carry the woman from here now, she will say I will not even know her, and she will not know me.
So if you don't know her, why did you describe her as a shawo? She's stupid. She's condemned as a policewoman.
I don't know what you are talking about, though.
I told you yesterday I'm going to petition you. You have already lied now, so you will hear from us. So you denied the woman. Now how do you not call her shawo yesterday?
I am begging you, please write your petition. By the time you write your petition, I will not shame.
So you don't know who she is. You don't know who she is. You were calling her name, a fellow woman. You were condemning her. Anyway, I want to really know you. You will know me in person as well. I want to know the kind of police people we have at this police academic or whatever.
Put up your petition,
you will even see me in person. I'm bigger than even that petition. You will see me in person. You are one of those bad eggs in police. You are one of those bad eggs. You were condemning a woman like you, calling her name as if you caught her red-handed.
So tell me that. So why are you accusing me? Are you my father?
I don't need to be your father. I'm more superior than your father. I will see you in that office. Continue your story.
So how I got to the station was this.
Is it not working? The mic not working again.
Okay. A woman that one police officer that he called during August. When I told him that I want to go and make my hair, she said, today, next tomorrow, I'll go. I told him that the person making my hair can go and travel.
Let me quickly address this. Good day, viewers, once again. What happened yesterday? Well, we called this man to remind him of today's meeting with the wife in our office. The man ran to police at Ejigbo. Then the woman was now called herself police officer, was threatening us that we should forget this man is not coming. I said, okay, let me talk to her politely. I called, she picked. She introduced herself, although she did not call name. Said she's from Human Rights Department attached to police Ejigbo, although she's police, she said. That this man is not coming. The woman has taken this man everywhere, including one human rights, what they call it. Now is the woman that reported the case to her at Ejigbo. When looking to it, she now discovered the woman is a useless woman. She's a shadow carrying different men. He doesn't stay at home. He wants to kill this man. This man has tried his possible best. That this man is not going anywhere. That the case now is even in court. So I said, my God, who are you? He said, police woman that look into the case. I said, even though they say, are you supposed to be calling your fellow woman this name? He said she know everything about it. I said, but the name you are calling this woman, did you caught her handed in your investigation? Then she was saying, no, I just want to let you know this man is not coming. This man is fed up with everything. No praise this woman has not taken her to. He's a street woman. He doesn't enter house. He's carrying different men. He's doing jazz. He's an evil woman. I said, do you say you are a police woman? I said, in short, we don't take side. If you love this man, you have to let this man honor it, because you will not like it. I say, okay, in that case, you say this man is not safe. Bring this man to your office today, then we can interrogate him through phone. Which I called the man today. The man never wanted to give his statement. I say, you have to, because we will come to you anywhere you are and obtain your statement, because you have to do with life threatening and deformation of character. Which he tried to give his statement, but he was just shouting. So now, in the process of listening to her now, she said she's not the one that took any matter to Ejigbo. I asked her more than 3 times, because I know I want to call the police. But why would some police lie? What is the meaning of that? Maybe she think I'm just an ordinary person that will hide and call and threaten people. I'm going to that Ejigbo and I'm taking this woman there. Well, first of all, if it's DPO that we have, then we'll go start with DPO. And we are going to record it live. We can't just be giving chance to people to destroy our beautiful country. Police for that matter. I have a number. If I get there and they say she's not the one, I will call this number and I will track the number and get this woman arrested. What a conspiracy. Madam,
Sir.
What do you want? Is that how you now finally get out of the house from that very moment?
Yes, I got out.
Use your mic.
Yes, I left that place.
To date.
No, I never went back. When he went, I just want to tell you how I got to that.
If you don't cut in short, I will adjourn it.
Sorry,
I need action. I don't need too much talk.
Sorry, please. Let me brief you just a little so that you understand how I came into the place. So the woman that he called on August, he said that my children will leave my mother's side. That if my son did not leave my mother's side, that his blood will be spilled all over the place. So the woman then came to the house.
Madam, whether you go straight or not, I want to give you another appointment. You will come. I will follow you personally to that police station.
Okay, sir.
I will follow you personally to that police station. That woman don't have the rights and the guts to be calling those names. She called you. I called her more than 3 times yesterday. She was talking the same way your husband was accusing you, as if she caught you the hand. I say, even you can't stand for your fellow women. You can't do proper investigation. Even if you do and she's convicted, you don't have the right to be calling her those names. And now she claimed yesterday that you were the one that reported. You have been reporting this man everywhere. Man, I talk about the Ejigbo police station who reported each other there.
My husband took me to that place. When that police officer called me, I went. She said, when I got there that morning with my sister, I met my husband in the office. The woman said that Oga has been calling him on phone. Eventually, he got her today that we both of us had issues. That he wants her to help her settle the matter and beg me to come back to the house. So I told her, telling the woman what happened, showed her my picture. She was mad. She was like, you mean you have been beating this woman even to this extent? That to the extent that you even locked the door. He said he did not lock that. I said, please, can I make this statement official? Madam, let it not take it as if I came to you for now, official now. Help me out, I'm in danger. So when the woman wanted to bring out a statement of sheet, he said no, that what I said was true, that he truly, that he locked the door and put the key in his bag and made sure that I did not run out of the house that very night he was beating me. So the woman told him to step aside. Madam, what do you want? I told him.
Is it the same woman?
It's not this voice.
Okay. But you are the one that gave us this number, not you. Okay, they call us. Sorry, they call us.
Said they called you.
Yeah.
So the woman asked him to step outside. He stepped outside. The woman said that she wants to use her good office to send him. What that one? I told her, let him write on undertaking that he will not beat me again. He refused to write. So when the woman called him to come in so that he would put that undertaking, he told the woman that I and my son should come and meet him in the house, that he had gone. The woman was mad. What do you mean by that?
We are going to arrest your husband.
What do you mean by that you have gone? You got a matter for her to help you handle. You said you have gone. That, well, whatever this man said, that I should go and make a report in the account. I told her that no, that I don't want you to look as if I took my husband to the station, since he was the one that brought me here.
All right.
That was how we got to Human Rights Office. They said, okay, that they will help me to put a phone across to him.
In that same station.
But it was not official.
Yeah.
You understand? So they said I should come back the next day. And when the next day, they called him. He responded. They said, have you called your wife's people since 2 weeks that she left your hand? He said, no, that let him start calling na. He wants to come and he wants to come and write that undertaking. Na. He was sorry, this one, that one. That was how he started calling my people.
Did he write the undertaking?
He did not write.
Simple, please.
The day he was coming, he came with a lawyer. So the man said that he wants to take the matter, let him go and settle it. I said, no problem. My people said there's no problem since it's peace. I told the man that, okay, when he said on Tuesday, on Friday, I said, my children are in this, I want to go and see them. I have a daughter of 11 years. She was complaining to me that she has itching on her back, that I want to see her one-on-one. I have to talk with her.
In his house?
In your husband's house? No, she's in boarding school.
You left, okay.
She's in boarding school, but she was in my mother's house.
The feast date, which date did they feast, madam?
They said Friday.
And that day was when?
That was November.
The day you people met, or rather meet.
That station.
The feast Friday.
November.
Madam.
That day was on a Thursday.
Yes. And the next day Friday.
Next day.
The next day.
Yes. I told him that I wanted. He said, okay, since I'm
Did you tell them you cannot make it?
Yes, I told the man. The man said, okay, I should travel, then come back on a Monday. Then let's have that appointment on Tuesday.
I don't need to tell you when you should come back.
You understand? So that when I got home that Friday, in the morning Saturday, I called him. I said, I'm in the East now. Please send money. Let me go and get things for these children. He refused. He said I should go and take that money I got out of prostitution and send them back to school. I took phone, I called the lawyer. I said, see. He said I should hold on, let him call him. He called him and called me back. He said that he refused to pay, that the school was not paying anything. I forwarded every of information that the school sent to me to the lawyer's phone. The one said that he forwarded it to him. He said it was lies. I said, now, what do you advise me that I should do? I don't have any money with me. How do I send the 2 children back to school? He said, in the East.
Why didn't you make proper plan before traveling there? How can you travel empty-handed and you are there calling a man that never responds to you in this kind of situation? Be like say you say get your own.
I never need to turn off like
what
that.
What do you mean? Okay, this problem just started.
No.
You know the way you have been describing this man, say you will still go ahead when you reach there, you start calling him like a nice husband. You too, you don't know the man.
It's his responsibility. And I have to tell him.
Responsibility. You are supposed to tell him this from home and let him agree or disagree before embarking on such a distance.
I told him.
Then you don't know you are supposed to have money to take care of that child from him. Before you now travel empty-handed and start calling him like a good husband. Madam, you also said your body. What I'm going to do, what do you want first? Because I don't want to arrest your husband. May they not say now you arrest. I
don't want the marriage again. He has dehumanized me so much.
Madam, what do you want?
I want to be out of the marriage. I want
Why did you come to Human Rights? You must.
What I come to Human Rights is for people to hear my story and judge me and know where I went wrong. Thereafter, I am leaving the marriage, but I want to be with my children. Why I want to be with my children is this: each time he beats me, they have to beat the children at the same time. The one of 8 years was the one he sent when he naked me on that August to go and call a neighbor, which is a man, to come and see my nakedness. I told the boy, do you want someone to see your nakedness? He said no. He brought this boy inside before me. He was beating this boy.
How old is the boy?
8 years.
When was this?
August last year.
The boy is big enough to testify.
Yes.
Hold a minute. Let me tell you, I'm not here for too much story again. This man need to be arrested If you like it or not, this is what I want to do. But if you don't like it, I have too many people to give you my mind. Give her mine. I have so many cases
whatever you want
to
to
render help. This man need to be arrested, and where I want to arrest him for, we need to use put in a petition to get him arrested from the upper station. So we only go to station. Is it divisional headquarters or just a normal station, the one at Ejigbo?
I don't know if it's divisional.
Don't worry, you will take us there. That is not where we want to arrest him. But if it's divisional, if it's area command, we will arrest him there. But if it's not area command, we will arrest him. I think Jimu covers Ejigbo.
Okay.
We need to put in petition and get him arrested and indict this same woman that is calling you name. They will bring the woman along. But before then, I want us to go to the that same office and talk with the head of that police station or divisional police, so that we can correct this error from that police woman and we remove her from that office. She can go to any other office, but she is not fit to be in that human rights office. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you dates. Next week, Wednesday.
Okay.
Mike, Mr. Man.
Okay, sir.
As early as between 10 and 11, you should be here.
Yes, sir.
So I will know what to do in respect of this petition. We draft a petition, you go and submit it at Area M. That one will be reading. So when they approve it, they will call you. You will go and pick your husband. Okay. For the woman, I want to see her in person. In person, when I say person, then that same Wednesday, if I am free, yes, which I know I will create time for you.
Yes, sir.
I will follow you personally to Ejigbo to
yes,
go
sir.
and see the DPO, and they will call this woman.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to, like I've given her sound warning, I'm going to see her person and make her a scapegoat.
Yes, sir.
So when we arrest your husband, all those threats and all those things, and how you take your children, and how he will be paying for the feeding, all those one we will do that one.
Okay,
so
sir.
you go your way. But I know people like you don't leave marriage. Hold on,
really
madam, hold on. We know they separate marriage. I just want to tell you the truth. People like you don't leave marriage. You started marriage 18 years ago. It has never been well with that marriage. All the school, your parents or whosoever that waste money in your head thinking they are training a female child that will come and assist their generation, you wasted it there. You don't think of the life in school. You don't think life after school. You don't think of your independence. You're just like football, bang, bang, bang. He will go and come back and impregnate you. You are just a baby mama, being a factory machine, baby factory. I know I am not going to blame you. I believe you have been sleeping all this while. You should be awake now. Who is crying?
The story.
Now the story make her cry. Be the husband beat him before he come here.
Or maybe the same problem.
Madam. Huh? Between her and her husband. Why she not cry since because they cry now? Are you crying for this woman?
The statement you made.
Which statement?
For sending her to school, and after that the parents will be looking up to her.
Yeah.
Yes, the same thing to me.
Hey, yeah, sorry. We'll come to your story. Sorry. This problem not they finish. It don't be like bicycle. You know, say you think say bicycle they go far direction, just they roll around. The where the wheel dey now you dey. Despite say you dey carry you go. You know, saying just they turn like this. They turn cycle. We will try our best. I hope people will learn. Madam, they not born you with your husband. Any marriage that is not working, people should rest, separate. They born twins. Your children. If you die, your children will die. So people should let her to leave marriage alone if it's not working. I am not here to gum anybody together. I'm not here to separate anybody together. You are the one that is into that relationship that know it's not working. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You that graduated and got first job in Zenith Bank, you said. Today now you are football in the hands of your husband. If you don't beg, you don't eat.
Yes.
And you still don't see anything wrong with that because of your children.
Yes.
Everything is wrong with that. All marriage must not work. As I'm sitting here today, if my house is not going good and I try to settle it's not good, I will not say because I'm well no. Me and my wife can't depend story for each other. I will divorce her straight away, and if she refuses, I will still bring her to the platform and say, "Me, help me beg my wife. I'm tired. Let her go." Because I own my life. She holds her life. If it's business me and my wife want to do, let us sign and do business and forget about this wife and husband issue if it's not working. I'm not ready to die or have heart problem for anybody. I have seen twins, they bond them to a gum together. The hospital separated them, they were living, but one died, the other one not died for long, despite that they are more closer, the same blood. I've seen so many cases that one out of the twin died, no, the other one didn't follow. Not to talk of a husband you never know from anywhere. He's giving you problem left and right and center. You are there for 18 years, 18 days, 18 months, and be 18 hours, 18 years. And this man is not relenting, and you are looking old, he's looking young, as if you are the mother. You still don't see anything wrong with that. Not that you don't have parents that want to harbor you. Do you know you can start as a cleaner now in any bank? Don't tell them you have qualification. Starting as a cleaner, they will get to know your qualification. They will only send you back to school a few months. They will retain you in that same bank. Provided you not go about applying because there are certain things you may not be able to defend now. It's possible. We have no time to waste for men and women that are not ready to succumb. Gone are the days when they were the first person to marry. Me, I'm not a party to that too. If you are my sister, I will be forcing you all as what? These are the things we should consider. You being my sister. But these days, when I do the life fine boy, fine boy, fine boy, fine boy. If they ask you what do you see in this man now, the man is answer. Anytime I go out with him, they always say, "Wow, women like him. They are dragging him with me." The handsomeness is what is killing women and men now. You see a woman misbehaving for many years, you will say, that woman is too great, is too beautiful, elegant, this and that. See, beauty without character, now zero. But we are still not realizing this. Handsome without character, as you claim this man to be, should be zero. Better go and marry cripple and have your peace. This is nonsense. Marriage that is supposed to be enjoyable, understanding. Madam,
On the 1st of January.
Madam, who beat you for not hearing your cross? You say naked you now.
On the road. This one happened on the road in my father's house. On 12th of January.
But you did not live there 12th of January now. This very January.
In the village, yes, sir.
This January.
Yes.
You were not when you left there since October.
I went back. The lawyer told me that.
When was the last time when was the time
Did
you
I-
finally leave now?
I left there 22nd of December. I traveled to the village. The lawyer asked me, when the lawyer told the matter, he said that my brother should take me back. So I will stay with my children because some of them we were very sick. So when I got there, then there went. He carried my bag before my brother 3 times and threw it away.
Madam, when did you finally go out of that house? I thought it's October.
I left October. Then
Madam, the last one now.
22nd was in the Lagos here. Then on the 2nd of January was in the village.
You never answer my question.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you now.
Madam, when did you now leave that house finally?
No.
When? Which month?
After this one we settled now, I went back that December 12th. Then left for village for Christmas, 22nd of December from his house. When we finished what we were doing in my father's house, I went back to his own house in the village. On the 2nd, he threw me away again. Then called my people to come on 5th.
Nobody say you don't answer my question. No. Madam, me, I left my husband's house since yesterday and I came to human rights since then. I have not visited him and my children. This story you are telling me, December and I go to January and I go to... Madam, which day you carry your leg, come up for your husband's house, come day your sister prays for 2 weeks now or 3 months? Which day? Which month?
2nd of January.
Thank you. I've heard you. When did I ask you to come?
He said on Wednesday, 10-11.
Good. You come. We must do one thing or use one stone to kill 2 birds that day.
Yes, sir.
Either we do the petition, because I don't want to pick him in this their police station. I want to pick him in a division, command, area command.
Okay, sir.
We put on petition, we pick him. But if you see one woman that came here last 2 weeks, all of now they cry. You see why we not do the sorry for everybody? Now our experience, so The woman is 33 years in the marriage. There have never been peace. She no dey see na the husband brought for one eye. The eye no blind, but no dey take am see one. I can't tell you. I called the husband. The husband was insulting me. I said, "Oga, I will come to you because it's my work. Either this work kill me or it save me. I'm ready." Now the man insult me. I still dey invite am every day. Say no, they come. Now I take the woman to area and I write petition. I tell this woman, say if I start, I no go stop. You will sorry for us. I say God forbid. They swear for this office. The day they want arrest am, me say I want go arrest am, and me prepare the petition. Oh, the woman not tell me say police now say make it come. Oh, the woman judge so that women right will not be involved for the disgrace for everything to increase the case. Only the woman enter police, they settle their case, then go. Now me come they ask, madam how far? They don't tell am say that money when they owe me make pay me. I say but not be money you can't report here. Life dey danger. The man set you ablaze. He said he run enter one of their house, boys quarter. The man pour fuel and put fire. She was shouting through the window. So when she said once he come out from that door, the man think say if he open will use rod take hit am. So as he just open, she say the man carry door rod. He come lock the door back. The man come use the rod take hit the iron door. The iron door still bend. Say e still dey there. But he no carry police go, nothing. Only they treat the case, then settle for police station. All these allegations not come up. They settle one. They go house together. 33 years continue. So I just dey do my best. All of now when don't they cry. Yeah, no say if una can stay for 18 years, una ready to die there, most of una. So now if I waste my time now, follow you to start all these things before I know wetin happen now for Facebook, I will see say una don dey kiss each other. The beating continue.
I don't even dey Facebook again.
No worry, he go put am for you when you get.
Thank you, sir.
This is it for today. Then if I see you Thursday, Wednesday we'll continue from where we stop.
Okay, sir. Thank you
All
very
right.
much, sir.
You know the man he fine. He go Italy from backyard. Now they go Ghana. You know say Ghana na another abroad. So our sister now we have to consider all this thing. But thank God her eyes is like beginning to open. I hope she come back to continue the case so that the police and the man will learn a lesson. God bless you. Madam, come on, you when you just help us, they cry just now. What thing happened? Are you pregnant? Huh? Okay, you have a new baby. We are not going to put you on video. I just want to hear what you don't register your case. You are just coming now. You come. This is your first time to come to human rights. What happened?
Yeah, what happened is that I also want to complain about the violence.
I hope you know you are on video.
Yes,
You know, and you want to be there. You want to be there. So let me hear what happened before they will go register your case. So quickly tell us your name and.
Okay. My name is Loveline Ekiopara. My name is Loveline Ekiopara, a graduate of University of Lagos Economics Education 2011. That's when I graduated, and I married 2011/2012. I did a court wedding. So I met my husband when we were in school. So after then, I got pregnant. So we quickly did everything. So we started living together as husband and wife. And when we started living as husband and wife, there was still peace. We are living as husband and wife till when I gave birth to my when I gave birth to my first child. I had three children.
You know it's not your case. Just summarize it so that we know if it's sympathetic, if we can do emergency.
Since then,
is your life at stake?
Yes, my life is at stake. My husband, he's an anger person. So whenever he's angry, either if it is knife.
Are you an Igbo woman?
Yes, sir. Either if it is knife, anything that he sees around him, he will take that thing and hit me.
You?
Yes, sir. So I keep before.
Are you not working?
I was not working. I'm doing business.
Okay, as economist, what you study?
Yeah, I was doing a minor teaching before. So all of a sudden, I go into production of hand sanitizer, Izal, air freshener, liquid soap. So
What are you doing at the moment?
yes, I'm producing. I'm also a caterer. I make clothes as well.
The money is coming. So why is the joy? You don't have joy, or what is your problem?
Yes, I don't have a job because he said I should help him to market.
Market what?
Market is into diesel and photography. So, but the problem there is that we were living. I'm coming from Ogun State. We are in Lagos before. We stayed in Ogudu.
I wanted to know the way you were crying.
Yes.
I thought maybe the man just pursue you to
Yes,
this place.
even to this moment.
I
ran
wanted to
out.
rescue you with this video, so we are going to stop this video.
Okay.
I thought,
No, he threw me out of the house now with knife.
how many kids?
Yeah, I had 3 kids.
Where are they?
They are in school.
Okay, he is at home now.
Yes.
Which area are you coming from?
I'm coming from Okiosa
Where?
in Ogun State.
Ogun State.
Before what is it called? Before
Why
Ota.
didn't you report to the police station within there?
I have reported this case to police station. They said it's a family matter.
With knife?
Yes, sir.
Did you report to this one?
I took everything to police station as
Today.
Songo. Not
Today.
today.
Today you say he drove you out with knife.
No, it
Is
has been
Let's
occurring.
talk of today's home first. Today's home, he threatened to stab you,
Yes, sir.
and you ran out of the house
Yes, sir.
and start coming to human rights from Ogun State.
I called.
And yeah, even if you call, the police still need to do something when it has to do with knife. There is nothing like a husband and wife case when it comes to life threatening.
Yes, the reason why I didn't go
Do you
back.
have any police number?
He has broken my phone. That is where I'm coming from. Anytime we have anything.
What you are going to do for me, madam? You go back to, as you are going and don't go home, go to police station. You call me. I will give you my personal phone in case they did not pick the official one on time. You go to police station. You call me from there. I will talk with the police. Any policeman that told you life threatening have to do with husband, if it's a family case, even when knife is involved, I want to know that police. We operate all over the world.
Yes, because I've reported the case.
Use your mind.
Because I've reported the case. They said it's a family issue.
Very good.
So
Did
that
he
was,
undertake?
no, they asked him to come.
He refused.
He refused to come. Even he insulted the.
Madam,
Sorry, sir.
this is where I'm going to stop. If you know what you are telling me is true, you know what you are telling me is true, please register your case there. Then you go to police station. Remember for me to give you all our numbers, including my own. And it's the police now I have case with, if what you are telling me is true, not your husband. When you reach the police station, give to the IPO or the DPO, anybody, even at the counter, give them. I will give you one of our card or flyer. The social office want to talk to them. They must go and arrest your husband this night too. Your husband must sleep set this night or undertake. That is where we start from before we now invite him. Our house is not going to be first. Yeah? Sorry about that. Alright, this is where we're going to stop. We'll be back again.